Welcome to NBNR, the authority on unfiltered opinions and authentic player insight for Nebraska athletics. Connect with us on Twitter, Instagram, and at nbnrpodcast.com.
We have the saying, no block, no rock.
You know, we just really love Utter. He's a junkyard dog.
Kenny Bell ran up to me. He's like, you know what you just did?
You get mad when you go get in the portal and go to another podcast?
You know, usually dumbbells are in pairs. They had 5 dumbbells.
Dang on it, Muhammad!
GBR.
Hi, Mike.
Hello. I mean, you want to get us kicked off the right way? Come on now.
Go big red indeed. Listen. No matter what happens, Mike, no matter how shitty something feels or, circumstances, regardless of that, it's go big red indeed.
Yeah,
Always,
you have to.
Right?
You have to.
Go.
Obviously, something has to be so catastrophic that we are doing a live episode virtually. Because we don't do this. Like we pride ourselves on doing our episodes in person with the microphones, with the mixer. But like, I think I got to a point today where this news broke at 9 a.m. that something was going to happen, right? And we waited all day and we rode the roller coaster like you have behind you.
Yeah.
And after it broke, I had a couple hours to just kind of like sit and think about it. And it gets kind of back to your point. We just can't have nice things, can we?
Well, look, you heard rumblings it was about 9 a.m. and we were left in limbo for 8 hours because 4 or 5 o'clock became official. And yeah, you're right. Like we had lunch with, a certain Herd at Media person and we were talking about it and we just kind of brainstormed like, is this just like a power play on his part? Is he trying to gain leverage for like the stadium project? Because as we know, that was his baby. And is he using this to strong arm the Board of Regents into doing something? And again, a few hours go by and it's like, haven't heard word. It's 4:20. No news is good news, right?
That's kind of what I thought.
Really not. But yeah, like I would say I've noticed kind of a shift in the focus here. At first it was all Trev, like F Trev, Traitor Trev, scratch his name off the stadium, right? But attention's kind of turned. I don't know if you noticed this.
No, it is. And like specific people like specific people that know they have a following and know when they say something on social media, it actually will have some legs. Certain people are saying things too. So I think that's kind of driven the whole shifting blame thing. But Trev's not off the hook either. Like, I don't care how bad something is. And obviously this had to be so bad for you to leave a place that you said in November was your dream job, that you signed an extension to essentially be here for the next 8 years and become a top 10 highest paid athletic director in the country. So it's not a money thing for people out there that are like, oh, Trev went to get a bag, get the oil money from Texas A&M.
Yeah.
No, that ain't it. It ain't that. I think what you were alluding to earlier about, this 8-hour process that we were just put on, this 8-hour roller coaster as a fan base and that we were just put on. And I think that was Trev, trying to shed light on how bad it is, how bad the Board of Regents and administration, and the stuff that he has to deal with. I think he was trying to shed light on that, and I think that was the delay. I don't think he wanted to leave, but on the flip side, like I said, he's not off the hook either. Like, he had a choice. He made in my opinion, made the wrong choice. But
yeah, and like on Facebook, I saw that somebody had posted. Like, it's a pretty prominent person. Used to be a Husker coach that was talking about certain politicians.
Yeah, Terry.
And yeah. And
Terry
just talking about how the politicians that are in Lincoln, they're not giving Trev, or they're not giving the athletic department sufficient funding to do stuff. And, Jim Pillen, former player, right?
Yep.
Like, you would just think and if that's all true, I don't know. I'm gonna think this because I don't like Jim Pillen. I think he, politically he's a disaster, and I think maybe you're kind of seeing that a little bit. No, but I'm just my level of, like, Nebraska football is the lifeblood of the state, and you're not giving it enough funding. Like, shouldn't that be like your main political platform if you're running for office in Nebraska? Is, hey, your life might be shitty. You probably work 3 jobs to support 5 kids, but hey, Nebraska football is going to have enough money to do what it wants, right? That should be like the one thing that, like, should unite everyone in this damn state. Is Nebraska football is going to get the necessary funding or whatever it needs.
And we thought that
out of these doldrums.
Didn't we just say pay to play? We've been talking about it, and we thought, from the top down, we were finally united. Things were going way too well. Basketball's winning, women's basketball's winning, football's on the right track. Every single program since Trev has been here has taken a step forward. So the timing is insane.
Okay, so hold on.
I know, Connor, hold on. I know, like, when we talk about the success of some of these teams, dude, not just the success. How many weeks in a row have we gone out of our way during an episode to talk about camaraderie of all sports, all coaches, led by Trev? They're going to each other's games. They're in the locker room giving speeches for other teams. They're dapping up. They're supporting each other. Dust. I shouldn't say dust, but it's like, what the F happened?
That Board of Regents, man.
Connor,
welcome.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that my microphone was a little messed up. Is this better?
Yeah,
it sounds better. Yep.
Okay, cool. So, Mike, I wanted to jump in. You were talking about pay to play. This Trev thing doesn't, like, pay to play doesn't make sense to me. He was already a top 10 paid AD in the country.
Yeah, we just talked about that. It wasn't a money thing, but, like, what I was getting at is, we've talked in the past about pay to play and finally flexing your blue blood status, right? But then we have Board of Regents and stuff making moves like this, and it sounds like has a stranglehold on financials that need to be done in order to get some of this stuff done. Like, we have the biggest stadium renovation project in the country going on right now that obviously is going to take a big back seat. So everybody who's sitting in the south end zone, hey, guess what? You're probably going to get your season tickets for another year or two, because who the hell is going to lead that effort now?
So I think it's funny. You say that we have one of the largest stadium renovations in the country ongoing right now. We don't. We have blueprints. We haven't broke ground. We haven't done shit.
Nothing.
But so I think another funny point, and it's actually something I said earlier today as well, is looking at A&M, how they've had 4 ADs in the last 10 years, and we're clowning them for that. And I was thinking about it. I was like, dude, we've had 3 at least in the last 10. We're now looking at number 4 and 10. It's like we're not in a much better state than Texas A&M. But yeah, I do agree that I feel like this, again, it's not a money issue. It's a Board of Regents issue. And that's probably why Trev's leaving. Like, it's absurd that I feel like he was being prevented from doing his job.
Like, yeah, and I thought it was kind of a flex at first, though. Like, I seriously thought Board of Regents, like, hey, I'm flirting with this other school, to get my way. At first, that's kind of what I thought. But, like, he went through with it. Like, it looked like he already knew that conversation wasn't going to go the way that he wanted to. And his foot was already out the door.
It genuinely sucks to see a guy like Trev go. I said this earlier. I believe to you guys as well, but like Nebraska finally had their guy, and Trev Alberts was the guy.
His name is on the stadium still.
Yeah, for now. I'm kidding. I don't actually want Trev Alberts' name to be peeled off the wall. Like, he's done a lot for the program, and I think he did a great job. Like, getting Rule and Hoiberg, both fantastic. Actually, was Hoiberg?
No,
Hoiberg was a Moose hire, right?
Yeah.
But
he made the big move to keep him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of good names that come through, but I can't. I don't think I could name a single Husker fan that is not sad to see Trev go.
No, dude. Yeah. Like, there's no president. There hasn't been one. There's no AD. Dude, everyone's on freaking spring break right now. Trev sends an email. Like, dude.
It's fucked up, man. It's a pretty fucked up way to go, too. It really is. Like, that's why Trev is not off the hook on this situation at all. Like, the timing. Like, think about it. Half of our athletic department right now, they're probably headed to Minneapolis for the Big Ten tournament.
Dude, rules where? He's in, like, freaking Europe or something? I don't even know. He's on a beach somewhere.
So
we love that.
Hey,
I have a question for you guys, and I know I threw this in text earlier, but I want to ask you on air while the people are watching. In the last year, we've lost a president, a chancellor, and an AD.
Crazy.
Is Nebraska approaching a point where it is becoming a stepping stone as opposed to a blue blood? Like, is this indicative of, like, Nebraska is kind of a building position as opposed to, the pinnacle?
The cynical side of me wants to say yes. Because in the video that I had made a few hours ago, I even said, Nebraska is like an afterthought, right? We are the clown show. We get made fun of, right? We have a big target on us. But just with the way that college athletics is moving, with Nebraska being in the Big Ten, I had said that who the hell is going to want to take this job? It's so dysfunctional. But with the way that college sports is, with the big two conferences, it's still going to be a desirable place. And of course, look, they're going to pay you top 10. You're going to make your damn money. And I guess another thing too is, like, if you're an AD, I guess you can't be too ambitious. For God's sake, you're not going to get enough funding to do whatever the heck you want to do, apparently. So if you're an AD and you have lofty goals, this might not be the place for you. But it's still going to be a desirable place. You're going to get paid at least top 15 AD status. So stepping stone, it feels that way. It feels like we are the circus who just can't have nice freaking things, and it's so disheartening. We pour so much damn money into this program. We joke about Mike. We go to damn near every freaking game.
But Mike has season tickets.
Yeah, in case you didn't know. Yeah. I give this university, not a lot of money, but like enough. Like I could spend that money elsewhere, but that's where I want to be.
Complain about it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you guys the hottest take. Nebraska becoming a stepping stone job as an AD is actually an improvement from where we were.
What's below stepping stone?
Shit.
just shit, right?
Yeah.
Like Jurassic Park when Jeff Goldblum sees
at least Trev Alberts took another respectable job. Can we say that about
so overrated.
Most of his predecessors?
No, because they got fired.
Yeah. So Nebraska becoming like, if we're going to say that Nebraska is now a stepping stone job, at least in the AD area, to me, unfortunately, that is an improvement. Because like we're bringing in talent, and Trev Alberts, as much as I want to hate him right now, I don't. I do respect him. I think he's done a fantastic job at Nebraska, and I'm sure he will at A&M. I'm not happy that he's going there.
I'm praying for his downfall.
A little bit.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
Fuck him.
No. You can hate him right now, but I do respect what he did at Nebraska. I do.
No, I don't. Fuck him. The job's not done. Job's not even fucking started.
Yeah,
man.
what job?
I understand.
What did he do?
That.
Sure, but
what did he do?
I understand the job's not done. The job barely started. But Nebraska as a whole, how many times over the last month or two did we say there's something special going on in Nebraska? And Trev Alberts was a key piece of that.
Okay,
so
well, it wasn't that special.
I have to say that the man is talented and does a good job. I don't like that he left. Honestly, I would kill to have him here still. But him going to get another respectable job is a sign that at the very least we got one guy that was talented. And, that I've seen the short to medium list of possible replacements, and I think there's a lot of good candidates there. Again, I would still rather have Trev, but I think Nebraska, like this, it's not Armageddon. The sky's not falling. I'm not Chicken Little. There's a lot of good candidates. Frankly, I would like, and so this leads into my next question
hold on.
who you guys would like.
We'll get to that list.
Let's.
With the way, of course, that Trev kind of handled this thing, you're going to have people, and there's already been tons that are like, look at the way that he nixed wrestling and football at UNO. He did it the dirty way, right?
Yep.
He did it behind everybody's back.
Snake.
Yeah, snake. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, look, at the time, I'm sorry, we're not wrestling people here, okay? We're just not. And so we didn't feel that emotion towards him when he came here. And I'm not even going to go that far right now with it. But it's like you see the seeds there. I guess you can kind of see the seeds a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we'd be naive to not at least observe that. There's some seeds there that are kind of shady. And look, I think maybe him going to A&M of all places just kind of reinforces that. Because look,
it's just silly, man.
Yeah, listen, you're going to A&M. You're trying to escape dysfunction, I guess, right? But you go to A&M, which is literally the ground zero of utter dysfunction, unrealistic expectations, crazier fans than us. They put up fake national title years on their stadium, fake conference title years on their stadium. These people are freaks, man. These people are weird. And look, Trev, he's probably going to get funding for stuff, right? That Saudi oil money that's coming in, right? But you're escaping dysfunction to go to A&M?
Yeah. That's why this makes no sense. He just Trev Alberts just burned every bridge that he had. Every relationship he has is tied to Nebraska. Like, think about it. Tom Osborne, for God's sakes, right?
T.O.
Like, what are we doing here? This is his home. He's leaving his home because the Board of Regents won't give him what he wants, which I understand. I bet he has the best interest in mind when he's, when he's trying to do his job for Nebraska. But on the flip side, could have been handled differently. He quit his job via email. He canceled the wrestling program via text.
He quit.
Yeah.
Quit. Dude, I'm sorry. If you love Nebraska as much as you say,
you owe it.
Your name's on the stadium. Figure it out.
So I saw.
Walk away. Okay.
I saw Mike pin a comment that came through about how can you respect a guy that didn't talk to the guys that he hired in person when he was leaving the job. I want to point out that I don't respect the way he left. I respect Trev Alberts' ability. That I don't understand. Am I crazy to see that or to say that this seemed just absurdly abrupt?
It was very abrupt. The dude was on a podcast last week talking about future plans for Nebraska. The dude he's been at every sporting event. Like,
yeah, I mean,
he didn't have to do that. He could have been checked out like Bill Moose and not attended all these events and everything. Like, the dude loves the place. It doesn't make sense how he just did it so abruptly.
And so there were a lot of comments, and I'm sure you guys saw them as well, about the whole Amy Williams thing. I don't see that as a factor here. Like, that case feels fairly open and shut, or shut. Yeah, whatever. Like it open and closed. It just seems like there had to have been something going on in addition to that, and I think it's like Jared said, it's naive to think it's not the Board of Regents, that we're just kind of prohibiting him from doing his job.
Yeah, and the whole basketball thing, right? The whole lawsuit. Like, just because he's leaving here doesn't mean the case just disappears and he doesn't deal with it.
No,
it might deal with the case.
Yeah.
It might look worse. It might look worse that he's leaving because of that. Like that I don't think that has anything to do with it. I'm sure it had like a small little inkling of it, but I did get a text from somebody that is probably listening, if not whatever. But I thought it was kind of good to read out right now. He said, "We're a top 10 revenue institution." He says somebody has to step out of our Midwestern modesty and say, "Fuck it. Fuck you, fuck all of you. We are Nebraska, that the place that was built on the foundation of ripping your face off. We did it for 45 years in football, and the guy leading the organization is ready to do it again." Like, I think that's said perfectly. Like, that's what Trev wanted to do.
How many people?
We have 241 people watching. 242. It's going up every second.
Hey, so I'm going to alienate a lot of people. We probably have 238 Republicans watching. Quit electing Republicans. That's all I got.
We're not going to get into politics.
Oh, man.
We're not getting into
politics. Politicians on the Board of Regents. All right, that's what this whole thing's about. Is the fiscal conservative that
you know what happened?
Money.
Okay, but do you know what would have solved a lot of these issues? If we didn't drag our feet for 7 fucking months hiring a damn president. Like, that's part of the issue. Trev is having to act as almost like the president and the athletic director. He's having to be all the leadership when it comes to Nebraska. He probably had a lot on his freaking plate. Just saying.
I have said this like 5 times today, and I'll say it 5 more if I have to. Ted Carter leaving for Ohio State was the first domino. I'm just terrified. I'm terrified to see how many dominoes fall. This is the second. Now, realistically, and like whether maybe I'm crazy here, but like this move for Trev to go to Texas A&M puts Matt Rule and Fred Hoiberg on the line for me. It makes me very concerned. We're starting to see things kind of cascade, and I don't want to see how far this goes. I want this thing to stop.
Ted Carter leaves for a better place.
Sure.
Ohio State, a better place than Nebraska, more stable, more successful.
Also, his alma mater.
Wanted Ted Carter. Wanted him.
Yeah. It's his alma mater. I get it.
Poached him from Nebraska. If you're Ohio State, you could have easily said, "No, I don't like Ted Carter. I could get anybody I freaking want. I'm Ohio State." They chose Ted Carter. Then you got A&M, right? And Connor, you had kind of alluded to, hey, A&M is, I guess, a better job. I don't think it is, but a better job.
In the current era, yes, it is a better job.
We have these talented people.
Yeah.
We have these talented people, and they get taken away from us.
Stepping stone.
Yeah. There is something. There's something wrong, man.
Well, and the fact that these universities know they can approach the fact that a university like Texas A&M knew they could approach Nebraska and pry a guy who literally has his blood, sweat, and tears in the stadium, on the stadium. Like,
name on the goddamn wall.
They literally knew they could just go in and take him.
The gall to do that.
Because
that should be insulting to every influential person in that athletic department. Ohio State and Texas A&M stole your lunch money, and they farted in your face, dude. They gave you pink eye, bruh. Insulting.
To Ohio State makes sense. That's his alma mater. I understood that one. I didn't like it, but I understood it. But
Right.
again, like Mike just said, Trev Alberts, blood, sweat, and tears, name on the fucking wall of the stadium. Name on the wall. And we can't keep a guy like that.
Right.
What is wrong at Nebraska? What is going on that we cannot maintain a guy like that? There has to be I don't want to sit here and just place blame. I think that's we're less than 8 hours into the official decision being made, but it has to be the Board of Regents, right? What else could be going wrong that Trev just decides this isn't it? It has to be the Board of Regents.
It's the funding that he wasn't getting. It's the Board of Regents having too much power too. Let him do his fucking job. I think that's part of it, but it's not going to get any better at Texas A&M. Let's put that out there now. If you have a problem with boosters and Board of Regents and leadership issues, yeah, that's the last place you want to go is to Texas fucking A&M.
You say it's the last place. Listen, it's literally the last place you'd ever want to go.
They paid Fisher to go away. They paid him $70 million to go away.
Awesome.
What's absurd is the fact that under Ted Carter, the president of the university now has near total control over athletics. We can't hire a president for 7-8 months, however long it's been.
Yeah. And
we've got Trev, who is an absolute advocate for athletics. Shocker, as an athletic director. We can't get a guy that aligns with those values. We could have given Trev everything he fucking wanted. Everything he wanted. And we just dragged our feet. And here's where we are. The state's on goddamn fire right now because we refused to make a good hire.
And dude, Trev's going out, he's doing interviews, right? And he's talking about and fielding questions about this stadium project, knowing full well
that ain't gonna happen.
Pretty much anything he says is a lose-lose. I gotta think that he kind of felt like he was put in a pickle, right? Because these Board of Regents. Name one. Go.
Name one on the Board of Regents?
Name one person.
If I could give you a name.
You can't do it.
No, I would be disgusted to know them.
My point is, Trev is the figurehead. Trev is the face. He had to answer these difficult questions, and I'm sure that pissed him off. That not only that he's put in these bad positions, right? Any answer he gives, what do you even say? Hey, Trev, when's the project going to be done? You've been talking about this project. This
haven't even broke ground yet.
What's going on?
You get blueprints. That's it.
You can't just come out and say, "Hey, the Board of Regents is sabotaging me."
Yeah.
But
no,
right?
I mean, I get to a point where it's just walls are caving in, but I guess fight or flight. He chose flight. So I don't get it.
Maybe he. We did mention earlier how he was using it as leverage to try to strong arm these Board of Regents.
Yeah.
Does this kind of strike you? Does this kind of strike you as he's kind of made a rash decision here? And
I think it's a rash decision, 100%.
In Texas A&M, that's really far,
dude. He's never even been there.
He thinks Nebraska fans and boosters are crazy. This dude is in for something. And if this narrative about the lawsuit and run away from it, and dude, you're gonna go to A&M, something's gonna happen. I don't know what, but I think maybe this is one of those things. It's like a Dana Altman to Arkansas kind of thing. Whoa, what did I just do? I don't know what I just did. Pig suey. These people are freaks. The Yell Squad, they're freaks, man. What am I doing here?
I want to ask you guys the hard question here. I feel like we're all kind of on the same page as, the Board of Regents was kind of holding Trev up, and that ultimately is what led to this decision. My question is, let's assume that's true, and it is the Board of Regents. Trev felt like he was kind of trapped, and he couldn't do what he needed to. If that's the case, do you blame him? Do you blame him for getting out of that job?
Yes, I do. Because, well, one, let's wait till we get a fucking president here first, because the president's gonna have a little bit more influence. Like,
Trev's
the timing.
AD. He doesn't get to hire a president.
Okay, but Trev Alberts. Trev Alberts should have
situation.
No, Trev Alberts should have full power to help assist in hiring the next president. The fact that hadn't been done since Ted Carter left in August is a fucking joke. That is an absolute joke.
In hiring a president of the university.
Josh just said it best. Your name's on the wall. You're better than that. You don't just bounce.
Hey,
like you're bouncing from your own home, man. Like,
no, I'm not disagreeing that it's fucked up. I'm not disagreeing.
No, I blame Trev.
He was in a fucked up situation.
No,
he wasn't
I blame
being able to do his job. The university, the Board of Regents, was fucking him religiously.
No, timing's terrible.
Right? It's pretty hard to blame a guy to be like, I can't do what I'm being paid to do here. Why the fuck am I here? I don't understand.
Trev has had a career in media, and he is, if anybody, one of the best people to speak in front of this fan base and in public. Right?
I agree.
If there is not a better person to do it. Out of any person in the world to sit up in front of the fan base and the media and be like, this isn't getting done because of Board of Regents, Trev Alberts would be the guy that could do it. So the fact that he left, fuck you. It's his fault. It's not anybody else's fault. Trev dug his own grave here, and if he ever comes back to the stadium, I would expect him to be booed a lot.
I'm not asking you to rah cheer him on for leaving. I'm asking, you guys just don't understand. Like, he was getting fucked at every corner. You don't understand why he left?
I don't care. I don't need to understand. I understand that he's in a shitty predicament, but on the flip side, he didn't fight. He flew. He was gone. He bounced.
This problem doesn't start and end with Trev. It starts and ends with the Board of Regents. Trev didn't leave because he didn't like Nebraska. That's not why he left. He left because they made it impossible for him to do his job. Like, I think everybody is angry, and rightfully so, but angry at the wrong people. Well, and they should be angry with the Board of Regents.
I think at first, right, when it was first announced at 5, and this is it's amazing how quickly things can change, because at 5 when it was initially announced, or even at 8 a.m. when 9 a.m. when the rumbling started, it was fuck Trev, fuck Trev, fuck Trev. And before you got on, we had said that there's been a wind of change, that people are now aware that, dude, the Board of Regents, their next meeting is the 19th of March. We must. People are starting to turn their focus to the higher ups, right?
Yeah,
and I think
as they should.
Look, and as they should. But Mike, and you, Connor, a few weeks ago, I had asked you who your favorite president was. Yep. I said Theodore Roosevelt was mine. Teddy, good old Teddy. Do you know why? For many reasons, but for the main reason, he used what was called the bully pulpit. He realized how much power he had, and he was able to be very persuasive. He was able to go up to people and say, hey, vote for my shit, or you're going to get voted out. Like, use your power. Use the power of persuasion.
He didn't do that.
And
he didn't do that.
Dude, he had no idea. We had no idea this was going on. No idea.
And that's why I'm lit. Like, it's on Trev. Trev knew he had, right now with no president, Trev was the face of the university. He had more power than anybody, any AD that's ever been at Nebraska. Not to mention he's Trev fucking Alberts, right?
And Mike, your point about your other ADs before him. Yes? Bill Moose. Sean Eichhorst. Steve Peterson. These people, imagine them having to go out there and be the face and be that AD. You sell
couldn't
this
do
thing.
it. Couldn't do it.
You're Sean Eichhorst, for God's sake. Dude, Trev Alberts, the one person that could have done it.
The only guy who could fire Scott Frost. The only guy who could fire Scott Frost.
Fire Scott, and everyone would go, yes, sir, Trev, may I have another?
Bingo.
So to that effect, I think, and I'm sure we were getting to this eventually. I'm going to force the point now. There's only, in my opinion, one guy who can fill this role.
I have the name.
It's John Cook.
Yeah.
No.
It's John
I have
Cook.
someone better. I got someone
Ed
better.
Stewart.
Matt Davison.
Yeah, right.
If it's Matt Davison, if it is Matt Davison, I will not root for Nebraska anymore.
Fundraising king, baby.
I have said it a million times, and I will say it a million more. I do not like Matt Davison. I think he's a scumbag.
He is your interim AD, baby. Interim.
So let me get into the next point here, guys.
Yeah.
With us now going probably on a national search for the next athletic director at Nebraska,
right?
Do you think that head coach Matt Rule should and will have influence on the next hire?
Yes, he will. Do I think he should?
No. No, seriously, because the Board of Regents and the interim president and now interim athletic director are going to have to consult him to do that. Do you think that Matt Rule can assist in choosing his next boss?
Yes.
Do you think John Cook could assist in helping them choose their next boss?
I think it would be stupid to not have John Cook. And if John Cook is I genuinely think he's on that short list for being the next AD. If he's not on that short list, I think you're an absolute insane person to not have John Cook and Matt Rule and possibly even Fred Hoiberg on that committee looking at, this is how the direction we've been put in by Trev Alberts. These are the kind of people that we need. I think you'd be insane to not be consulting those coaches.
That's kind of how I feel, but just given the circumstances of the Board of Regents and how we think Trev probably tried to persuade them before he pulled the plug and just ran like a little bitch. I want to know, with this group of people that are in the Board of Regents, are they willing to give up the power and have a head coach of the football team or the head coach of the volleyball team assist them in hiring the next athletic director?
Matt Rule is currently the most powerful person at the University of Nebraska.
No, he's not. He's gone.
Matt Rule?
Oh, Matt Rule? No.
Yeah,
Matt Rule.
Matt Rule is currently the most powerful person at the University of Nebraska.
Well, and maybe this kind of segues into some of the names that you've heard.
Yep.
The current Baylor athletic director, Mac Rhodes, who hired Rule away from Temple.
Yeah.
I would assume that Matt would go, I know
a guy.
Yeah, I know a guy. A name that I've floated out, and not just me, but Ed Stewart, who's currently at USC. And look, I'm going to say Jamie Pollard just because I kind of want to see our mutual Iowa State friend in pain. I want him to feel our pain a little bit,
Yeah, lose some stability at that program. See how that goes.
Hey, let's how all these other freaking programs, they loot our guys. They can just come in the state. They don't have anybody in their way. Let's just poach Iowa State's dude. Let's go a few hundred miles to the east. Hey, come here, Jamie.
No, he's a hell of an athletic director. It would be a hell of a hire. I like Ed Stewart because I feel like it feels like word vomit right now since Trev Alberts just fucked us. But I feel like Ed Stewart being a Nebraska guy could be the guy that could just kind of calm everybody down. I also seeing Connor's point of it too. John Cook's another name where it's like, could he calm things down? Could he continue the stability that we currently have, or at least what we thought we had? Could John Cook do that? I think he could, but there's going to have to be who's the next head coach in Nebraska volleyball? Is it Jordan Larson? Is it?
No, it's Reyes.
Jalen
maybe.
Yeah, he's been groomed for years. It's Reyes.
Maybe.
That's not even a question to me. It's
I don't know. I honestly don't care because it's John Cook right now. There's two sides of this thing. There's two sides, right? If you're an AD out there and you are wanting to take a different job, Nebraska comes calling. Two sides to this, okay? One side is, I hear your Board of Regents sucks ass. Why would I go there, right?
Yep.
The other side is, I'm gonna get paid, right? I'm gonna be in a Power 2 conference. And so, like, on one hand, could it be John Cook? I mean, he's already there. He knows the Board of Regents. The Board of Regents likes him. And I don't think, and maybe this is me denigrating John Cook, I don't think he's going to come in with like grand plans. I don't think he's going to be using the bully pulpit to get the stadium renovation thing going. And maybe the Board of Regents would like that. They want someone that's just kind of take it easy,
man.
right?
Yeah.
I think
that's why it's probably why it's John Cook, because they don't want to deal with the potential Jamie Pollard or Mac Rhodes coming in going, fuck you, I want to do this thing.
Jared, to your point about John Cook, is he going to be the most exciting AD in the world if he gets that job? No. I think what Nebraska needs right now in this current moment is somebody to right the ship. And John Cook, I think, is a very safe hire. He is obviously very loyal to the program, has done incredible things. And right now, what Nebraska needs is stability. And John Cook provides that.
I know, it's just boring.
John Cook did interview, for what it's worth. He did interview for the AD job last time it was open. Right. I said this years ago, before Trev got here. I said, when we first started the podcast down here in this basement, I was like, hey, I think eventually John Cook will become the athletic director at Nebraska. Now, then we get Trev, and I'm like, that's never going to happen. Trev will be here, until he retires.
I think everybody assumed that we would have Trev for like 10 years.
Yeah. So I think Cook to the athletic director would be fine. I do agree with Jared, though. I think he would be more of a yes man. Like, he's inexperienced. So I could see that being an issue. I'm not totally sold on the Reyes thing as the volleyball coach. I think they might give Busboom a call. Yeah, I think that would be dumb not to, considering she's one of the best volleyball coaches in the country and is a head coach and an alum and everything else. I don't know that, or Jordan Larson. Are you grooming her? Are you grooming Kelly?
Is he retiring?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is he when he was just AD coach.
He just coached the national championship last year, literally last season.
Wait, hold on. Real question: can you be an AD and a coach? Can you do that?
I don't know. Was Dirty Bob Devaney doing both? Was Bob Devaney doing both?
No, no, he was not.
He didn't have time.
I'm gonna text John Cook as soon as we get off here.
Yeah, I think in regards to volleyball, that's why the Terry Pettit thing, that post today was just, he said everything that everybody would be too scared to say. Like a person in power or a person who's tied to the university, he said the stuff that everybody else was wondering. And if you don't follow him on Facebook or whatever, go follow the former Nebraska volleyball coach on Facebook, and you'll find out what he said. Because
Terry Pettit, dog.
Yeah, absolute dog.
It's the emotion and the anger have weared off a little bit. I feel like drained. I feel like my life kind of has been drained away from me a little bit. I feel very tired. Because again, this thing went on for 10 hours, man. Just waiting to hear something. And then the pain came at 5. And look, you got people on social media saying oh, come on, don't say these things. Bruh, for one, you're on social media. That's what it's for.
Yeah.
It's for people to act irrational. Okay.
Yeah.
And COVID made that worse, honestly. I think people were more civil on social media until COVID. And then everybody just realized that they could say whatever the fuck they want and there's no repercussions.
Have you seen my Twitter? It's unhinged.
I think guys bottom line. And look, maybe we're kind of overselling the importance of an athletic director. Look at our I know it's so political today. Look at our 2 guys running for president in the United States. Both 80-year-old guys. that just their brains are leaking out of their ears, right? Kind of maybe that's like the AD position, right? Like maybe it's just kind of a glorified kind of thing. Look,
maybe it has been though.
You kind of saw it with Trev, right? He was hamstrung. Maybe ADs just aren't really that important.
No, I disagree.
So no, I think I understand a little bit what Jared's saying.
I know what he's saying.
The AD position is very, very important. I disagree on the whole like figurehead argument, but I think what needs to be done is having an AD and a board of regents that align, and I don't think, unfortunately, that's what happened here, and that's why Trev just wanted out.
Hey, you know what word?
You need a president.
You know what word I hate the most? Alignment.
What?
You know how many fucking times I've heard the word alignment in the past 8 years?
4
Frost
times.
and Moose were aligned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aligned, huh?
Yeah, but again,
Trev comes. Ted Carter. Trev. Matt Rule gives his introductory press conference. I came here because of Ted Carter and because of Trev Alberts. They're all working towards the same goal. Alignment. Dude.
And then bye.
If I got to hear that word again, I'm going to fucking kill myself.
Again, you have this fucking shadow council that is the board of regents.
Shadow.
Yeah.
And if the board of regents is not aligned with the AD or the president or the chancellor or anything like that, I mean, that's where the power lies, is in that board of regents. It's not about whether the AD and the coaches align. That's unfortunately totally irrelevant. It's about the alignment between the board of regents and the AD.
Well, so maybe Matt Rule, when he gave his introductory press conference, he should have named
the board of regents,
all 8 of them, or whoever they are,
and given us their addresses.
If they're so damn important, if we can't get shit done because of these,
do you want to hear the You want to hear the profile of one of the board of regents? You want to hear what's on her bio?
Are you going to dox somebody?
I'm not.
No. You want to hear one of her accolades? You just want to hear one of her accolades? Okay. So she went to West Side. It's got her BA, MPA, all that stuff, right? Her professional life. Her first thing on the list: first female summer substitute mail carrier in the summer of 1969. Those are the people making your decisions at this university.
She's grinding. Michael, what do you want?
I want you to repeat that because I had to have misheard you.
Okay. Here we go. On the first bullet of her professional life is she is the first female summer substitute mail carrier, summer of 1969. That is her first accolade for her professional life experience.
How old was she?
Was
she like 17?
That's on her profile for Board of Regents. Let me put it that way. Those are the people that are making decisions at the University of Nebraska. Mail carriers.
I'm not denigrating working people on this podcast.
I'm just saying. I almost want to text my neighbors to tell them what I'm about to do. There's no emergency, but I have to do this. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, that's on your bio. Like literally nothing is better than that. Like, just don't put anything. Like, put on there that I pull the strings at the University of Nebraska. That is a real bullet point. Not that you're the first female mail carrier in the summer of 1969. Substitute. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, she's
one of us is more qualified for that job than her. And that's just absurd. She's trying to show board of regents.
She's trying to show. Well, look, dude, I think you guys are overreacting to that. She was probably 16 years old, for God's sake.
I don't care. Why is that on your profile? Why is that on your profile? That's what I want to know. Why is that? You haven't accomplished anything since then?
Well, there's no more bullet points.
There's more. There's more. Okay, but that's the first one.
Keep reading it. Hold on.
I'll bet you she went to fucking Harvard or some shit.
I already said she went to New York University.
Jared, here's the thing: it's not that it's the only thing that this woman has accomplished. It's the fact that it is in her opinion, notable enough to list.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The next two, because it's just a screenshot that I was reading. She was the administrative assistant for the governor's office in Minnesota in 1970, and she was the assistant for graphics firm Headliners in New York in 1971 and 1973. Woo.
Has this woman done anything in the last 50 years?
I'll just tell you right now, those are the type of people that are pulling the strings at the University of Nebraska. I just wanted to paint a picture. Like, I feel like and like,
Mike, your first job was what?
Working at Nebraska Brewing Company, or I could put on there. I was loading traps for trap shooters, climbing into and getting covered in asphalt. Yeah, I should put that on there.
Gun Club, baby.
Yeah, I'm working in Ashland, Nebraska.
Mike and I were in the trenches.
Covered in asphalt from head to toe. I'll put that on there on my resume. Yeah, that's a good one. Let me put that on there. I was 13, so I'll make sure I put the year down too. I was probably the first one to put my finger in the machine too, or something. Like, come on now. Like, these are the type of people that are calling the shots at Nebraska. That's just what I want to get at it.
Vote them all out
on your bullet list that you were the first substitute female mail carrier. That's wild. That is
insane.
Wild.
That's queen shit, bro.
Jonathan says Jonathan says, I'm a volunteer firefighter and amateur race car driver. See, there you go. Apply for Board of Regents because you're fucking qualified.
Put it on your resume.
Qualified.
It's insane, man.
How many people we got?
We have 312 people in here. And just some self-promotion here, guys. If you don't already follow us, give us a follow. Subscribe to our YouTube. We're trying to grow that out. We would really appreciate it.
Handles are down there.
Yeah, we would really appreciate it if you guys gave us a follow on the social platforms. Because, yeah, we do shit like this every week, every Monday at Nebraska Brewing Company. They give us awesome beer, and we talk about shit like this. And it's not sugar-coated like you're going to read in the newspaper. It's not sugar-coated like you're going to hear on the radio. Like, you're getting raw, real opinions right now, and there is no filter. And we have full creative control. So,
would you say that we talk our shit?
Yes, we talk our shit, and we have kick-ass guests, former Huskers, and media personalities that can get out of their shell and out of their normal bubble that they have to communicate in, and it's awesome. So yeah, if we're new to you and you're the first time listening to us, then please give us a follow because we do this every week on Mondays, and new episodes come out on Tuesdays. So I think we're killing up. It's 52 minutes, and we're going to be talking about this for a while now. How long do you think it's going to take before we have a new athletic director at Nebraska?
2 months.
You're going to have an interim.
Yeah, it'll be 2 months till you get a full hire.
Because Matt Davison's going to be the interim.
No, he's not. I hope Tyler Kai is the interim.
Dude, honestly, hey, TK2 Phones, I pray to God you're watching. If TK2 Phones became the interim,
that'd be cool.
He did text me. He's in Minneapolis right now. He got the news in Minneapolis. Weird, right?
Okay, so the news drops, right? An hour later, Nebraska baseball's playing. Right away, they're down 9-0. Just getting fucking killed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Trev, what the fuck, man? This is good. The basketball team, listen, you can't be affected by this. Come on.
Hey,
we all love Trev. We all loved him.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
we
loved.
Tit. We used to
somebody put in the chat earlier. They said, "Are you guys going to start bleeping out Trev's name?" I don't know where we would bleep it though. Or do we say former AD bleep Alberts maybe? Or because we don't really know him as AD Alberts. It's AD Trev. So I don't know. Maybe that's something to think about. It's just like I said, Trev made a decision that this was on him, and he made, in my opinion, the wrong and worst decision that he's ever going to make. So
do you want to know what upsets me the most is we can't say that we tit anymore.
No, we don't tit hard. Fuck that.
We don't tit anymore.
Unless they hire an athletic director whose name is Tim or Trevor.
Todd. Yeah. For those of you that are watching that don't understand that reference, TIT stands for did stand for Trust in Trev.
Trust in
Trev. I don't trust him. He's a snake.
Dude,
Yeah, we don't tit anymore.
Hey,
No. Go to your snake pit.
Who can we trust in this
Matt
life?
Rule for now.
Matt Rule.
For now.
Even
no,
then.
you know what? Who am I going to trust? John Cook. That's who I'm going to trust. Because
honestly, like John Cook
reliable.
would be a good AD. Again, he brings stability, and that's what this university needs right now.
Listen, I'm not going to say like he'd be a great AD. I'm not going to say he's going to be a terrible AD. He's probably going to be the AD. Tidge, trust in John, right? But yeah, it's like the most consistent winner that this program has had for 20 years. Hey, come on in. We'll drag you down in the muck and kill you too. Because that's just what happens, man.
That's what we do, baby.
Hey, Blake, we can trust John Cook. We can trust John Cook, and we can trust Mark Manning. All right. I think they've earned that. I think Amy Williams, we can trust her for now. And you know what? I could trust Fred Hoiberg. All right.
You tiff?
I tiff. Trust in Fred, baby.
Trust in Fred.
Yeah. You know what really sucks is that our basketball team's playing this week in the Big Ten tournament. We got a double bye, and all this shit's gonna take precedent and steal the spotlight of a team that's been busting their asses and putting on a show for this fan base.
Hey,
so you know what? Fuck you, Trev.
You know,
timing
what I'm actually
is everything.
What I'm really excited for is obviously, like Mike, like you just said, it's very poor timing to have all of this happen. There's really not a good time to have something like this happen. But I do think that this Nebraska basketball team is absolutely fucking gritty. And my hope is that this just fuels them. We get it done. Women's basketball looking great. Men's basketball, obviously, just absurdly great for what we know as men's basketball at Nebraska. I hope this is just fuel to the fire as like a fuck you to Trev. I hope they just grind this thing out.
Hey, let me take you back. Okay. When Trev Alberts was first hired, imagine then, a few years from now, we're going to be hoping that our basketball team plays to spite him. Plays in their double bye, right? They get a double bye. This basketball team is playing as a fuck you to Trev. Imagine you saying that to yourself when Trev was first hired. The guy that we could always trust. But no, we're actually actively rooting. I need you guys to really take this in. We're actively rooting for a men's team to play as a fuck you to him.
If you would have told me that when he got hired, hell, if you would have told me that like 2 weeks ago, that like this is something we would be actually like rooting for, I might actually have been like writing to anybody to have you committed, like put in an asylum.
Do you want?
Nobody saw this coming, but it's where we're at.
And I need Matt Rule to coach like that too, as a fuck you to Trev.
You guys want to hear how I found out of the news this morning? And I think this is kind of funny. So I got a text this morning from a family group chat, and they're like, "Whoa, Trev's leaving for Texas A&M," and I was like, "Not a chance in hell." And then there's like a link there, and I'm planning when I click on it, it's gonna be like the big guy that his dick's hanging there. Like that's what I seriously thought when I clicked that link. That's what I thought it was gonna be, but instead it was an article.
Yeah.
It was an article. Yeah, I was in denial, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a joke." I'm gonna click on it, and it's gonna be the guy sitting there with this, his shameful face, and just hanging there. That's what I thought it was gonna be, and instead, it was worse. It was actually true that Trev was.
I would have rather seen that.
I would have rather seen
that big old hog.
That hog, just taking up my whole screen.
Yeah, I would have rather seen that at 9 a.m. Instead, I saw what ended up being true.
Let's look on the bright side here. Can we look on the bright side? If there is one, I'm going to make one.
Where is it? Find one. Silver lining. Yeah. Come on, silver lining. You're the silver lining guy, right?
Yeah, I'm totally silver lining guy.
Not even a little bit.
Now, this might be hampered by this dumbass board of regents that we've got. So keep that in mind. I'm already dampering down this silver lining. What if we get someone better?
Well, fuck. Don't you hope so?
What if we get someone better? Now, look, you're going to say, "Oh, come on. Fuck you." besides Rule, and I guess keeping Fred, right? Stadium project, disaster. Like his baby. That was like one of the main things, right? He's the project guy. He's the guy who heads up projects. What project? What if the next guy or gal we bring in is better?
So
and actually uses the bully pulpit and actually recognizes the power that they have and the power of persuasion and talks to people and tries to convince them and strong arms people into getting shit done because Nebraska is a blue blood program. Let's fucking act like it, please.
So my question to you, as you ask about what if we get somebody better, I'm not going to ask for a list, but I would ask, give me one name.
Who's better than Trev? Jamie Pollard's better than Trev.
I would take Jamie Pollard yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like over Trev, but like with hindsight now, fuck Trev. I would take Jamie Pollard over him. Fuck him. Fuck Trev.
Yeah, hindsight doesn't count here. We're talking this current moment. You're Jamie Pollard.
You want to know?
Yeah.
You want to know who I would say? Greg Byrne. Give him a call.
Shut up. Call Bama. Coach Bama.
Yeah. Coach Bama.
We're a blue
You want silver lining? You want silver lining? Call Greg Byrne.
Pay the man, Board of Regents. You freaking mongrels.
Yes.
Hey,
yes.
Cool.
Ben, does someone actually want to come here? We talked about that. I don't know because anybody who knows that freaking Trev Alberts, Mr. Nebraska himself, just left for Texas A&M, a fucking dumpster fire.
If you're an AD out there, you see Trev leave, you're like, what is going on in Lincoln? And why would
signed an extension?
And sign an extension. Why would I touch that with a 10-foot pole? What the hell? Am I crazy? Hell no, I ain't going
it's incredible.
There.
Incredible.
Now look, could you say money talks? Sure. Could
Barry Alvarez is a little too old.
What's that?
Someone said Barry Alvarez. I said a little too old.
No, stop that. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. What do we do?
I love where your head's at.
Who said it? Did one of our loyal listeners say that one?
Yeah, Kevin Gerdes.
Gerdes? Come on,
I love
Kev.
where your head's at if it was 10 years ago.
Trust in Kev. Kev.
Yeah.
No, but like,
I don't know.
The money, the stability of the power conferences. You're in the Big Ten. Still huge selling points. You're going to get paid, right? But yeah, this Board of Regents, you got to be looking at it and going, why would I deal with these shadow people?
Yeah.
Sounds like a pain in the ass. And hey, the fans are going to be all up in my ass. Shit, I don't know.
Hey, maybe former head coach Scott Bleep will come.
You shut your fucking mouth.
Why is it a thing that comes out of your mouth?
Shut your mouth.
I don't know. We were saying stupid things. I mean, Trev Alberts just left Nebraska. Anything can happen.
You know, and like we had mentioned.
Swear to God.
Like we had mentioned Ted Carter leaving, and of course, like at the time, you're just like, all right, he left for a better place. Like I get it, but damn it, like why do we always kind of overlook these things and just kind of brush them off? And they should be sure signs that the core is rotten.
We gave that motherfucker a motorcycle. Yeah. Fuck you, Ted Carter. And fuck you, Trev Alberts.
God, guys with T's, man.
Yeah, we're done with T's. No more T's. No more T's.
Jamie, Jay.
Dude, so I'm going to put this out there right now. And I actually did tweet earlier today.
King.
What else is
Huskers, Nebraska. I will be your AD and your president. And I can lead us to glory, and I'm never going to leave. You can pay me like $1 a day. I don't need anything.
Oh, stop.
But my Lord.
Until Duke comes calling.
They wish. Duke's going to have to pay me. Nebraska, like, jokingly, like I'm talking about, I would be president AD, whatever. It's one of those things that I thought that, a guy like Trev Alberts, having a legacy at Nebraska was just wildly committed. And we didn't get it.
Right.
Now
Are you kidding
it
me?
really,
Oh my God.
it's really going to come down to is he's not leaving yet. It's rumors. Matt,
God.
I'm sorry, brother. He's gone.
Wait, Lance Honey Farms. What is that?
Not
Lance.
as good as our friends over at Benson Honey Farms. For all the 336 people in here listening to us right now, if you use the promo code GBR and go to bensonhoneyfarms.com, you get 20% off your first order.
Bruh, how many honey farms are there?
Wildly good honey, by the way.
But Matt, yes, he is leaving. He did send a formal email saying he was leaving to everybody because that's what he did. Not sure what's worse, this news or someone moving season tickets from South End Zone to North End Zone. I love you too, Matt.
Hey guys, do we still subscribe to that familiar phrase, once a Husker?
No, fuck that.
No.
I'm done with that. Unless we get Ed Stewart.
Dude, the once a Husker thing, for me, that died with Scott Frost. That died.
Dude, I'm just like, I know I'm not as emotional right now, and like I'm coming down.
I'm still pissed. I'm pissed, man. It ruined my day. It really did.
Like, oh, dude, yeah, I've been upset all day.
Have you just thought, like, just think about this, okay? Like, he comes here, everybody wanted him here, his name's on the stadium, and he just leaves.
He gave us a middle finger and sent us an email to say goodbye. That's what he did. Bye.
Like, has that kind of sunk in, right? Like, just this was supposed to be. We titted, man.
We were titting.
Things were going too nice.
We didn't have the stadium. Even when we didn't even have a blueprint, they didn't break ground. We still titted, and look where it got us.
They got us nowhere. Hey, on the flip side, for those of you who sit in the South End Zone, I mean, odds are the stadium renovation is going to be delayed for a while. So you're probably going to have season tickets for a while, if that stadium renovation ever actually happens. Because why do it?
It's funny. So we were fully in. I think all of us on tit. But now we've gone to sad, which for Trev is suck a dick.
Dude,
I'm just sad. Suck a dick. Like,
yeah.
That
guy that came up on Mike's phone earlier, that one.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
No, it never came up on my phone. Worst news came up on my phone, Jared. I was fully expecting that on my phone, and instead I got bullshit news.
Hey, can you think of anyone in Husker history that is like, I know we talk about Scott Bleep, but even then, like, Scott didn't just peace out.
We wanted Scott gone.
Like, is he the most hated Husker now? Can you think who's the most hated Husker?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's ask that right now. Who do you hate more? And obviously, it's really touchy feely today. Who do you hate more, Scott or Trev?
Not even that. Like, I want to throw it to the field. Like,
no, yeah.
Throw it in the chat. Yeah. Who do you guys hate more? Do you guys hate Trev, Scott? We'll even go as far as Steve Peterson. Who is your most hated Husker? Whether it's AD, player, whatever. Who's your most hated Husker at the moment?
Like, right now, if they walked in the stadium, you could boo them and they wouldn't kick your ass. Like, who is that person?
Yeah,
you know
which former Husker who was ever affiliated with the program would you want to punch in the face?
Jesus.
On this broadcast on my phone right now, I know both of you guys, it would appear you're on laptops or computers. One of you, put it on Twitter. Give us a Twitter poll, 24 hours. Give us, Trev. Give us Scott Frost, Matt Davison, or other than have people give their answer.
I don't know.
Give me a Twitter poll on that one.
We got some good comments. We got some good comments, though. We got, I like this one. This one was kind of my favorite. Disappointed in Scott, but pissed at Trev. I like that one.
Who said that one?
That was Kevin Hunt. He said, disappointed in Scott, pissed at Trev. I like that one a lot.
That's a good move.
Okay.
Is Dave Remington still qualified? I mean, technically, but he left the job in the first place.
He was an interim. He was an interim. He's not people. We can't say Barry Alvarez. We can't say Dave Remington. Okay.
They're old.
Come on, guys. Who said that now? Was that Gertis again?
That was Roger. Roger said, is Dave Remington qualified?
Roger?
No.
He filled in before.
No.
Honestly, hey, I mean, okay, let's take that a step further, though.
Okay.
Could Dave come in and clean up the shit again until we get somebody else and more stability? I don't see it happening, but I would be cool with that. He's already done it.
I love Roger. Roger, I love you. I really do. I think you're a good egg. But no, just put that thought out of your mind. It's not going to happen.
I think you're a bit too optimistic on Remington.
Right.
Yeah.
Who else do we got?
Hey, you might as well say T.O. at this point.
Oh, shit.
Dude, T.O. is like 135 years old. No.
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, if we're going down guys like that, No. Keep it in the chat. Who is your most hated person affiliated with the University of Nebraska? Coach, player, admin, whatever.
Which border region do you hate the most?
Yeah, pick out which border region you don't like either. You could put all of them in there.
Mail carrier.
The mail carrier lady.
Dude, I just so a few weeks ago, we talked about Rule and Penn State. And it just kind of jogs the mind. Unless, of course, it's John Cook, right? Whatever AD you hire outside of John Cook, they're going to want to hire their own person. And it raises questions. Like Jamie Pollard. Is Jamie Pollard, if we get him, hey, Matt Campbell, come here, buddy. What? Is Matt Rule gone in 2 years?
That's the thing. You better pray to God. If you're a Husker fan, you better pray to God that James Franklin doesn't leave Penn State. Because now all the reasons, or I guess some of the main reasons that Matt Rule came to Nebraska are gone.
Gone.
They are
gone. Trev Alberts gone.
He's Will Smith standing in the living room. Nobody there. By himself.
Okay, let's go back to Matt Rule really quick, though. Sure. Did you guys listen to the song of his tweet? And what does that mean? What does that mean? It's very cryptic. You didn't listen to it?
Wait, Mike, did you just say Matt Rule's Twitter was cryptic?
Obviously.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah. It was about I'm a farmer. And then this, and I'm a farmer. And this, and I'm a farmer. Like that, but it was behind, in front of all the Husker highlights from history.
Right.
And this, I don't know. I don't know what that is.
I'm a farmer.
Yeah, the farmer speech, whatever it is. I don't know what that is. If anybody knows what it means, cool, throw it in the chat. I don't get it, but I do like that. On top of his tweet, he did put the date of the next time we play at Memorial Stadium. So
right,
we know it's gonna be really weird that we haven't talked about yet. The spring game. You know how weird that's gonna be. April 27th. Are we gonna have an AD by the spring game? Throw that. No. Let's throw that on a Twitter poll. My phone's dead, so someone's got to do it.
Game.
We will not have an AD by the spring game.
Will we have an AD by April 27th?
Are you going to do a national search?
I don't know.
Or are you just going to settle for Cook?
You have to talk Cook to be the AD. You have to talk him into it. Yeah. He has to leave what he loves doing.
True. First of all, John Cook, we've all known that he's nearing the end of his coaching career. But one thing that I don't like is saying, are you going to settle for Cook? Cook is a great okay, I'm going to say he is an upper tier good spot for right now. We don't need to have him be a permanent AD. He can be a gap filler. But I don't like saying that we're going to settle for John Cook. I think he would do a fine job.
But let me spin that on you, Connor. I think right now, given the issues that we have with border regions and some of the people that control this university, I think he might be underqualified for the situation that he'd be getting himself into. And the only reason I say that is because you do need somebody who can deal with that shit, or maybe who has dealt with something like that in the past. And he's never had to deal with it. Like, he's been in his coaching bubble. I don't know.
You're not wrong, but I don't see, like, John Cook has dealt with high stress situations for well over, a decade, maybe 2 decades. I don't see that being, prohibitive for him. Do I think, again, I don't think he's going to be like the best AD that's ever lived, but I think he would do a fine job. I'm not saying, this is somebody that, we're going to write songs about. But I think John Cook would do a fine job in that AD spot, at least in the interim for a couple of years.
Okay. Another possible silver lining.
Oh boy. Silver lining.
Could we how long has it been since Nebraska football has been a consistent winner? I mean, are we going to
like
go Pelini?
8 years?
Can we say Pelini?
Pelini. Yeah.
But like big picture, people like to say it's been 20 years because that was their last conference title, right?
Yeah, it's because people are stupid.
Yeah.
Could we, through this disaster, because this is what this is. It's like a disaster, a tragedy, kinda. Because this was our guy. We titted, right? We all titted. Could we finally find out what's wrong? Could we actually, through this shitty situation, can we make this not in vain? Can we make this mean something? I'm not saying we need to draw and quarter people and hang them in the streets. I'm not saying that. But could we actually find out the people, the philosophy that's been holding this program back for the past 20 years? Could we could we find that instead of and Jack Mitchell kind of brought this up, right? Hey, if something's wrong, can we fucking talk about it? And hey, Trev, you love this place so much. What is wrong? Could you tell us? So
do you think he's going to say anything like that?
So we can move on and actually make progress and be a consistent winner again. Can we find that out?
Jared, I think, not to get too philosophical on you, but to just drop a phrase, and I think it's kind of exactly where you're going. Right now, Nebraska is in hard times. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Right now, we're in a hard time. Is this the time where we find the strong men or women to write this program and put it in the correct direction? I think if now is not the time, with no president and no AD, I don't know how much harder of a time you can get.
Right.
I think you're right that this, frankly, has to be the time.
And along those same lines, we had our dream coach a few years ago, right? It was supposed to work. With a coach, it's like if it doesn't work, it's because the game plan sucked or he didn't recruit well enough, right? Maybe he wasn't doing his due diligence every week in and week out, right? With an AD, it's a little more complicated, right? Because you've got these people above you that can hamstring you. And
the shadow council.
If your dream coach fails, we can kind of find out. Okay, it's because of this, right? But with an AD, it's a little more complicated, right? You got more puppets behind the scene, puppet masters. And so with Trev abandoning us, he abandoned us. Maybe we could actually find out the string pullers in fucking clean house if we gotta.
I think there will be some movement in the border regions moving forward. If you want to find a silver lining and you want to, I don't want to say side with Trev, but if you want to find some positivity, maybe Trev is doing this so that Nebraska can do that. Maybe he had to be the dog we had to put down to do that. But I don't think that's the case. I think there's just too many demons in the closet, and Trev got done. Like, he's like, I'm done with it. But once again, he's still a bitch for leaving. Like, let's make that clear. He made the wrong decision. You don't just bounce. The timing is just terrible, man. Terrible.
Yep.
Well, so like Mike, you're talking about the sport of regions. Maybe, and I might be crazy. Maybe don't have someone on your board of regions whose first fucking bullet point on their resume is that they were the first female volunteer mail carrier in dog shit Minnesota.
Female.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I just, there needs to be, and here's the thing. You got the board of regions, but you also have very powerful people and powerful families that call the shots here at the University of Nebraska. And I know you want to say it stems to politics, etc. No, it stems to people who have the most money. They have the most power. And I think this is an eye-opener for some of those people, the Pede family, some of those people that are running the collectives that essentially determine the success of our program. So, I don't know. Like,
those are your higher-ups, the Pedes and the Akers family equipment and all them jackalopes.
Kevin says Adidas.
Rich hogs.
Adidas is the problem. Yeah, if we go to Jordan Brand, we're good. We'll start doing good things.
What's crazy, if you have tuned in like the last 10 or 15 minutes, my rant about, first female volunteer mail carrier in dog shit Minnesota, that's not bullshit. That's actually
the top bullet point.
Yeah, that's a real thing. That's not a
on
joke.
her professional career. That's the top thing. So, pretty cool that's on there, like public thing on Nebraska.edu. Like that's there.
Not a joke. Not a joke.
No, I wish it was, but that's
I don't know.
Pretty cool. Be proud of your accomplishments, I guess. All right, guys. We've been going on like an hour and 20 minutes. We got 367 people in here. And I just want to thank you guys for just sitting with us and bearing with us during this. Because, like I said, we're just like you guys.
Therapy.
Like, we're pissed. We're trying to talk through it, trying to talk ourselves off the ledge,
Hey.
But, yeah.
You know what we've learned? Don't fucking trust anybody.
Yeah. I believe it.
Don't trust anybody.
And Trev, do us one last favor. If you're going to fuck us, for one, use lube, right? Please.
Yeah, take me to dinner.
Second, if you're going to dip, tell us why.
Yeah.
Don't just leave us hanging. Can we get down to the bottom of this thing and actually solve the issue?
You've already given us the middle finger. You might as well tell us why.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm with you there. I like that, and I think that's a good way to close out, guys. I think we're gonna hit this for. Here's the thing: we hit the coaching search thing for a long time, and we have an awesome guest coming up on Monday, with Nick Hanley from 1620 The Zone. So it'll be a good conversation to talk more about this on Monday. Like I said, if you haven't already, give us a follow on all of our social platforms. YouTube, we need more subscribers. So if you're on Facebook, pop over to YouTube, give us a subscribe. It helps us out a lot. So we can keep growing and whatnot. So,
yeah. Hey, as always, WTF?
Yeah.
GBR.
Yeah. Absolutely.
GBR boys.
GBR.
Peace, boys.